Welcome to our second yoga session. Just going to take a moment to adjust the camera here. And what you will want for this practice is a chair and maybe a second chair just for stability. And I like to add a couple of blocks onto the floor just because I have short legs, so that helps me to feel more grounded by having my feet flat on the ground. You can also place both of your feet on the floor if that feels comfortable for you. So we're going to begin seated, and we will add in a standing posture today as well. But if you want to come to your seat and just get nice and comfortable, as a reminder, I do have a white bandana on my right leg here. Just for reference sake, if it gets confusing in the video, or if I mess up and mix up my right and left. So we'll start out by perhaps closing the eyes, and let's take a couple of rounds of deep breath just to get ready for our practice. You want to breathe in through the nose, and then deep exhale either out through the nose or the mouth. Let's do that 2 more times. Big breaths. As you exhale, just relaxing the shoulders a bit. And if your eyes were closed, perhaps bringing them open again. And we're going to bring our arms together in front of our chest, and you can interlace the fingers if you like. And just find you'll have a circle in front of you that looks like this. Bringing the arms up to about your shoulder height, if that feels okay in your shoulders. And we're going to start a slight rotation right and left. So as you move from right to left, I encourage you to be mindful of just finding a nice, long, tall spine. So we align our shoulders over top of our hips. And as we rotate, rather than just moving our arms, think about moving from your core, but keeping the hips in place. So as soon as your hips start to lift or turn, that will be your point of stopping. So we're just going to move from right to left, nice and gentle. It's good to move our spine in all directions, twisting and gentle back bends and folding forward. So we get the flexion, extension, and rotation in the spine. It helps to keep our spine mobile. Let's move right to left 1 more time. And again, this pace is your own pace. You don't need to move as fast or as slow as I do. Finding your own pace. And then we're going to go ahead and bring both of our arms overhead. So as you lift the arms up, if you have any joint problems in the shoulders, so just maybe lift them up this high, maybe only shoulder height. And if you have more range, you can reach the arms straight up overhead. So I'm going to go somewhere right in the middle. So we're going to breathe in as we lift the arms. And then as you exhale, I want you to hinge at the hips and fold forward and sweep the arms behind you. So we're going to go slow to begin this movement. Coming back to an upright position as we lift the arms. And then as you exhale, hinging at the hips. See if you can keep a fairly straight spine here. And then bringing the arms back behind us. So our palms are facing towards the back of our room. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and out. So once again, this is your pace. I might be moving too slow or too fast for what your pace feels like on whatever particular day you are practicing. So let's add just a little bit of more motion. So let's go just a little bit faster. Still moving with the breath, so that just means we're going to pick up the pace of our breath a little bit. And the last one. And then come back to a seated position. So if you'll notice, I'm not necessarily leaning back against my chair. I'm keeping a tall spine here. So this is helping to build some of our core muscles and muscles in the back. So when you come to this position, just think about the shoulders. If you notice your shoulders creeping up, see if you can just kind of relax them down a little bit. We're gonna add a marching motion, and I'll just turn to face you so that this maybe looks, or makes more sense. So we have our feet on the block, feet about hip width distance apart. So I got a little bit of space, and we're gonna alternate marching. So we're gonna lift left leg, right arm, and then switch and reach left arm, right leg. So just alternating one side to the other. Now, if you want to keep the blocks beneath you, go ahead and do that. And if you would prefer to remove them and just keep your feet on the floor, you can do that as well. I'm going to remove my blocks here because I'm sitting kind of on the edge of my chair. So I'm going to alternate reaching and reaching. Now, again, just be mindful of how your shoulders feel. If you're feeling pain in the shoulder joint, you could also reach out in front of you until you're able to establish a bit more range in the shoulder. Lifting the knee as high as it feels good in your body as well. And again, just always moving at your own pace. And finishing up your marching, we're going to move to a standing position. So I'm going to invite you to use your chair in the standing position. And we'll go ahead and just, if you have your chair on a nice and stable place, we're going to have our right hand on the back side of the chair here. And I'll turn this actually to face the camera so that perhaps it makes more sense. Right hand on your back of your chair or anything that's stable and non-moving. We're going to take the left arm out to the left side. And as we do this, we're going to lift our left knee. Now, as you lift the left knee, you can lift this anywhere from here to here, but let's not lift higher than the hip joint. So we're going to lift and lower, keeping the left arm extended out to the side. And if balance feels really great for you, you don't maybe need the chair here. If you want to just bring that hand to the hip, you can do that as well. Okay, so on this next one, when we lift the knee, let's hold it here. Holding, maintaining that nice long spine here, pressing down into the supporting leg. And if you lose your balance at any time, it's okay. We just come right back to it when we're ready. And slowly go ahead and lower that foot back down to the ground. And we're just going to switch over to the other side. So I'm going to scoot this chair over here. I'm going to take the right arm out to the right side. So I'm standing with my left hand on the back of the chair. And then we start to lift and lower. So if you have the blocks here, this might be a great place to rest your foot on a block as well, if you don't want to lower it all the way down to the ground. See if you can keep reaching through your fingertips on the right hand. Trying to find it. We're working on our balance here. So balance can always be very challenging. If we wobble, no judgment, we just come right back to the exercise when we're ready, taking time to find the balance first. Remembering to breathe. So we're going to lift this leg and hold. Now, if you need to set the leg down sooner than that, that's okay too. We're just going to try and challenge ourselves here a bit today. And one more breath. And let's go ahead and slowly lower the foot back down to the ground. And we'll place our chair back in place. And again, this will be, we're gonna come back to our seat. This will be a place to either use these blocks under your feet or not. I'm gonna place them there and see how that feels. We bring our hands to either side of our hips, so hopefully you have some place to rest your hands or feel supported. I'm gonna grab just like these side rails on the chair here, and we're gonna move into a wide squat position in the seated position. So we can try this with both legs at the same time or one at a time. So we're gonna lift. So this is gonna really engage our core muscles here. So we wanna try and keep our, again, our spine tight. So just noticing if we're doing this, or if we're really leaning back, just to see if we can come back to this place where shoulders are over top of hips, hands at either side of the hips. And we're gonna lift the legs out, stepping outside. And so this is an added challenge if we have the blocks here. And then step back onto the blocks. Stepping out and bringing it in. So this is, we're gonna continue repeating this. We can do this without the blocks too. Maybe just scooting a little farther to the edge of the chair. Step out and in. Now if this all feels too challenging, we do one leg at a time. Step right out, step right back in. Step left out, step left back in. So I'm gonna continue on with the one leg. If you're enjoying the challenge of doing both legs at the same time, great, go for that today. And if not, maybe we come to this one-legged squat position. So you're gonna start to feel this in your hip flexor area. So we lift the leg. Again, just keeping that core nice and strong. Think about engaging our stomach muscles. So even though we're not really moving in that section, we're still working it because it's like an isometric exercise where we're holding that muscle group. And even though we're holding, we're still breathing. Okay, and last one, go ahead and bring the foot back in. We're gonna bring it back to the arms. So I'd like you to take both hands to your shoulder area. And if it doesn't reach all the way to the shoulder, maybe to the back of the head. Somewhere up in this area where it feels accessible. So I'm gonna rest my hands here and we're gonna start to make some circles with the elbow. So think about drawing a circle with your elbow. So we're gonna rotate in first and then come back out. Bringing the elbows in and back out. So the hands don't have to even touch. Maybe the arms are just kind of float, hands are floating in space, still drawing that circle with the elbows. And then let's reverse the direction of the circle. So rotating in and then out. In and out. Let's make one more circle. And go ahead and lower your hands back down to your thighs and we're gonna stretch out our hamstrings. So let's extend our right leg forward. So you can either have the chair here or if you would prefer to remove the chair, I like to have it here just as a support. So if I'm folding forward, I can reach towards this chair and stretch out the hamstring. Now, if the seat of the chair seems like it was too far away and it's too deep of a stretch, we also have the back side of the chair. Just stretching here, holding. And then let's go ahead and step the right leg in, switch it out, extending left, and then folding forward. Always finding a deep breath that helps to relax the body, relax the mind. And let's go ahead and step it in. Let's stretch out the arms one more time. If you take your fingers, we're going to interlace them and then see if you can turn the palms face out. You're just going to kind of press forward. Pressing forward, you should, if you can press the shoulder blades forward and then start to round into your spine. So this will stretch out the upper back. And the back side of the arms and of course the wrists as well. We're going to take this overhead. Now this doesn't have to go all the way overhead. Maybe we find some stretch here. And if it feels okay, you can take it higher and press up towards the sky. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, go ahead and relax the arms down to the sides. And we've completed our practice for today. And if you would like to repeat this a couple times during the week, feel free to alternate this with any other videos that you have for the week, and enjoy the rest of your day.